My workshop today is focusing on understanding royalties. I have a lot of people that are reaching out, just trying to understand why they should have a publishing company. What's the whole point of a publishing company if you are getting paid by ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC, and just not really understanding that regardless of the fact, as a songwriter or producer, you need to have your own publishing. Again, you need to have your own publishing company. You can easily set this up by going to your DBA office and filing for that name. I want you to be mindful, though, that DBA is going to cover you for the sake of collecting your mechanical royalties as well as your performance royalties. Those are two different things. But I would suggest, because of the fact that you will be collecting royalties on the performance side as well as mechanical, which is when someone downloads or purchases your CD, I would do a name check with your PRO, which is a performance rights organization like BMI, CSAC, or ASCAP, to make sure that that name is readily available for your use. So I would hate for you to, choose a name, Jim Bob Publishing, and then you go to ASCAP and find out that Jim Bob Publishing has already been taken. So just do your research prior to filing, but you still need to file it regardless, because you have different royalties, which I'm about to break down right now, and you need to be able to collect on both of them, both as a songwriter and a publisher. So make sure you understand that. That is so vitally important. All right, so we're going to jump into the royalties real quick. The first royalty is the mechanicals royalty. The mechanical royalty is what's owed to the songwriter for every unit sold for any physical copy. So that means if you're going to the store and if someone purchases your copy from a store, or if you go to the store and purchase a copy of an album, there's a mechanical royalty that is owed to the songwriter / producer of that actual song or album. It's paid by the record company or any company for that matter that's actually manufacturing a physical product. So let's just give an example. Gap stores, a lot of retail chain stores, or even companies that create compilations. If it's a physical copy that's being created, they have to pay a mechanical royalty for that is owed to the songwriter / producer. Then you have performance royalties. Performance royalties are royalties that are owed to the songwriter for each public performance of a song. So this means if you are at a bar and you hear a song playing, there's a performance royalty that's owed to that songwriter. If there's a live show or a concert, that song that's being played, whether it's a cover song or an original, is owed to the songwriter. Or if you watch it live, like I don't know if you guys have watched maybe like Coachella when it was streamed on YouTube, but those songs that are actually played on YouTube is it's verified and it comes in as a performance royalty. So it has to be paid to the person performing the song. This usually is paid by either the radio, AM, FM. It also can be paid by network television, the live venue that you played at, or that your song is being played at. Even when you're sitting on the airplane, the airline service, they have to pay an actual performance royalty for songs that are played while you fly. This is as well as retail stores, salons, movie theaters, restaurants, grocery stores. So anytime you walk into a public place where a song is actually being played, that is a performance royalty that is being owed to the songwriter and or the producer. Sync royalties. Synchronization royalties are usually just one-time royalty license fees. I'll give you guys an example. I wrote some songs that landed on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, as well as WeTV's SWV. Because I actually wrote on the album, I was contacted by my publisher because WeTV and VH1 reached out to them asking for the license to play the songs that I wrote during those shows, or during the certain scenes. So that is a synchronization royalty, and like I said, it's a one-time fee. The song can be used in a movie, it can be used on television like a reality show, and it could also be used in a video game. So if you're playing NBA 2K16 and you hear music playing while you're playing the game, that is actually a synchronization license that had to be purchased and a percentage of that money goes to you as a songwriter slash publisher, as well as a producer. It's also paid by film studios, TV studios, production companies, ad agencies that are representing that brand. So that is a synchronization royalty. All right. The next one I'm going to talk about is print royalty. It's a one-time payment, of print lyrics, sheet music. This can also be books that quote your lyrics. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Hard Rock Cafe, but a huge hotel chain, and the Hard Rock Hotel, and they actually quote some of their lyrics by artists that are featured or that are legends, and are usually held in like their small museums on display. They quote lyrics, and they have to pay a royalty out for those lyrics that are quoted. In addition to that, if there is a brand that is out, like a retail brand, and they print t-shirts, and those t-shirts have lyrics on them, that is technically a print royalty that has to be paid to the songwriter or the producer. So those are print royalties. The next one is where we are now. Digital royalties. There are several kinds. I'm going to break down a few of them. One of them is, the most important, and that's your digital downloads. Those are your digital mechanicals. Every time a unit is downloaded from off of a store onto your computer, there is a digital mechanical royalty that's owed. It's paid by iTunes, Amazon, Google, Spotify, Rhapsody to the songwriter, producer, publisher, record company. Streaming royalties. Those are generated from the reproduction copyright. Every time songs are streamed, they have to be paid, and they are owed to those royalties are owed to the songwriter slash producer. They're paid by streaming companies like RDO, Rhapsody, Spotify, Slacker, MySpace, and so forth. The next one is the digital non-interactive streaming public performance royalty. That public performance royalty is paid to you by the public performance copyright. Users cannot usually pick songs, create playlists, go backwards. It's literally like listening to AM, FM radio via the internet or some type of cable digital service. And it's paid mainly by Pandora, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Sirius Satellite. It's just those royalties that are on those sources, those digital sources that do not allow you to engage and change, customize your playlist and so forth. The next one is the digital interactive streaming public performance royalty. This actually is from the public performance copyright as well, but the difference with this one is it's interactive. So users can actually pick the songs, create playlists, and as you know, the people who pay these types of royalties to songwriters and producers are YouTube, because you can create your playlist, Spotify, because you can create a playlist there. You can pick, your songs. You can go backwards to what song you want to hear, as well as online gaming software. If you can pick a song that you want to hear throughout your, levels of different games. And then any subscription services where you pay that monthly fee to listen to the certain songs, and you can kind of tailor them. Like, I want to listen to Tank Radio, or I want to listen to Black Eyed Peas radio, or I want to listen to Coldplay radio. Those are all digital interactive streaming royalties that are owed to the songwriter and producer. I have way more information, and I'm just kind of crunched for time, but I wanted you guys to understand that clearly there is a difference between your performance royalties and your mechanical royalties. In addition to that, I would like to make sure that I highlight again that as a songwriter slash producer, whichever you are, you need to make sure you have your own publishing. Whether you have a publishing deal or not, you do not have to have a publishing deal to be your own publisher. Okay, so please, please, please make sure you guys take care of that. You can book me online for any questions or private consultations one-on-one. I do them via Skype as well as via phone, and that's by logging on to TamiLaTrell.com. And just click on the booking tab at the top, navigation. What I would strongly suggest is that you guys go to the ask a question section and search for what it is that you're asking for. 9 times out of 10, I've already answered it, and it will probably help you along the way. There's another thing I wanted to cover. What was it? Oh, and then since I covered the different types of royalties from, mechanical, performance, synchronization, your digital royalties. I also included on TamiLaTrell.com the blog post with all of this information about all the different royalties, but it also includes the amount owed to songwriters, so you'll know what to expect. And that's it. If you guys have any more questions, like I said, reach out. Please, please, please make sure you subscribe down below. And don't forget, if there's anyone out there, other songwriters and producers that you think will be able to benefit from this wealth of information, please share it. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. I do this because I love it. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks. Peace.